Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video I'm going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're once again taking a look at the Kharadron Overlords, and in today's video we're going to look at the Barak subfaction. Now we're going to look at the special rule for the Barak subfaction, and then look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for this particular subfaction, before further exploring some other units we recommend after those first couple of initial purchases. Finally, we'll finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own Barak army for the Kharadron Overlords in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And so, our special rule is called Deeds, Not Words. We add one to hit and wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by friendly Skyfarers units that made a charge move in the same turn. So, this is playing for combat KO. There are definitely some other units that really benefit from this that we'll talk about in just a second, but it's also worth mentioning that the Sky Wardens will become battle line inside a Barak subfaction as well. And so, where to start but with our dedicated combat hero, and that is the Archnaut Admiral. I say dedicated, not really, he's a foot hero, but he can get into fights, and he's not too shabby in them at all. So 3 attacks, 3 2s, Rend 2, damage 3 is really nice. He's got the ability to benefit some units that are not inside Sky Vessels, units inside Sky Vessels, and also Sky Vessels themselves, so it's just got a variety of different things he can bring to the table, giving Sky Vessels extra shots if they don't move, allowing them to run and still shoot after they've ran, which is really cool, and then also the ability just to give some extra rend out to missile weapons by a unit not inside a Sky Vessel. Now he's also got his Masterwork Volley Pistol, 3 attacks, 3 3s, Rend 1 damage 2 as well, 3+ save, 6 wounds. He's pretty solid for your average little foot hero. Now, of course, we're going to talk about Sky Wardens. They're what's special about Barak. We get them as a battle line unit. 2 wounds each on a 4-up save. They have Sky Pikes as standard, which are a 2-inch reach weapon with 3 attacks, 3 3s, Rend 1 damage 2. Now, remembering, in Barak that will turn into 2s and 2s on a turn in which they charge. Now they've got a variety of different shooting weapons. First of all, the Drill Launcher, which can do some mortal wounds, or the Skyhook, which can potentially do some damage to monsters, and the Grapnel Launcher there as well allows the unit to fling themselves around the battlefield. That's probably the only shooting weapon I would choose to take. Other than that, it's Vulcanizer Pistols, which are 3 shots, 3 3s, Rend 1, damage 1. You've also got Time Charges, where at the end of the combat phase, this unit, if it's within range of enemy units, will do some mortal wounds as well. Now, it's certainly going to be a thing of looking at other units that can benefit and help make our Sky Wardens even better in combat. And the first of these is some protection with the Aether Chemist. Now, the Aether Chemist has a really fun rule, which is Atmospheric Isolation. If an enemy unit's within 3 inch of one or more of these models, they'll be -1 to hit. This is pretty cool. It's 3-inch range. When you move, say, a frigate, which we'll talk about in just a sec, he can jump out and he can be nice and sort of ready for combat, put into a perfect spot to make his ability work. He also can target a friendly Skyfarers unit in the shooting phase that's not embarked on a transport and give them the +1 rends. Now, looking at another hero that's pretty fighty, we have the Endrin Master with Endrin Harness. This model has 3 attacks, 3 3s, Rend 1, damage 3. He's got the Endrin Master rule, so he can heal a Sky Vessel for 3 wounds. And his Captain rule at the start of the hero phase, if this unit's not embarked and does not use its Endrin Master ability, you can say it will attempt to crank up the power. If you do so, you roll a dice. On a 1, the transport vessel suffers D3 or wounds, but on a 2+, that one will be able to use the top row of its damage table regardless. 6 wounds, 3-up save as well. Pretty solid all round for an extra little bit of combat. Remembering, he will be 2s and 2s in combat as well when he charges. Now, speaking of charges, we're going for the Archnaut Frigate. The Assault Boat rule here, the fact that it does mortal wounds on the charge, everything can disembark within 3 inch of enemy units when it charges, and they get the Always Strikes First rule. Just super solid. 12 models all in there, packed. This model is fantastic. It also brings, some decent shooting with its heavy Sky Cannon, with the Shrapnel or Shell Shot being pretty decent damage, and also some Aether Shot Carbines, and even some extra boarding weapon attacks in combat as well. On top of its bomb racks as well, wherever it moves over enemy units, it can potentially do some mortal wounds as well. The last unit I want to talk about is the Engine Riggers. These are the alternate build for the kit from the Sky Wardens. Now, they have some good attacks in melee. They're 2 attacks, 3/3 Ren, 2 damage D3. So a little bit better Ren, but not as consistent damage and less attacks than our Sky Wardens. But they do have emergency field repairs where they can potentially heal some of the wounds on our Sky Vessels as well. And so here is our sample armor list. Kharadron Overlords, Barak on, Gur. As you would expect, our grand strategy is guided by the code. This means we have to complete at least 4 battle tactics from the Kharadron Overlord specific battle tactics per game. But if we do complete 5, they all still have to be from that list. Any completed ones must be from our Kharadron Overlords battle tactics. They're all pretty easy though. Triumph-wise, we don't really have a lot of use for +1 of wounds, considering we get that bonus on the charge, so Bloodthirsty for a rerollable charge is nice. And this ties in with how we've sort of built up our Kharadron code. First of all, +2 move thanks to Master of the Sky on our Sky Vessels, and Prosecute Wars with all haste allows a Kharadron Overlord unit to run 2d6 once per turn as well. Our footnote is there's no reward without risk, where once per battle in your charge phase you can attempt to charge with one friendly Kharadron Overlord unit within 18 inches and roll 3d6. So this, combined with Bloodthirsty, is pretty cool. Now leader-wise, we've got an Aether Chemist and an Endrin Master with Endrin Harness in there, but then we have the Arcanaut Admiral, who's going to be our General, and then going to have the Command Trait Grudge Bearer, where after deployment, but before the first turn, pick one enemy hero, double the damage inflicted by each successful attack made with the general's weapons that target that hero, so he'll be damage 6. And then we've also gone with a cool little artifact called the Tusk Helm. This is one of the Galatian Champion artifacts, and effectively when we charge we can do some mortal wounds from this model, and remembering in a frigate this model will count as having charged when the frigate charges. We then also have the aspect of the champion, stubborn as a Rhinox in there to count as 10 models on objectives. Battle line wise, we've got a unit of 6 and a unit of 3 Sky Wardens, both with a grapnel launcher in there. I think these are just nice little additional pieces of tech that can help us out. And then we have the Arcanaut Frigate with the Heavy Sky Cannon and Prudency shoots and its great engine works, meaning we're not dying when it explodes. Battle Regiment to wrap everything up in a 1-drop force, 15 points under, so decent chance we get that Triumph. And a 1-drop force thanks to Battle Regiment. If you've got some ideas on a combat-focused Sky Warden heavy army for Barracks on, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Well, that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, either by Patreon, YouTube members, or by grabbing yourself some merch from either our Ko-fi or Teespring stores. All of those things are linked down in the video's description. As a special thank you to everyone who does support us via Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising 8, Pure Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Conomos, Colorblind Magic, Daniel Everington, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty Stabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weird, James South, James Tillman, Dylan Marino, Gargamel 196, and Disco. Thank you all so much for your support, and special shout out to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and to everyone who helps run the channel, whether that be on the Discord server as our mods, on our live stream mods, or the guys that come around and help provide the battle reports for you all to watch. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.